Mark Ruffalo, who is best known as the Incredible Hulk in the MCU. Okay, so he's known as the Hulk before people get mad at me. I know, Edward Norton was the Incredible Hulk. Mark Ruffalo took over and he's the Hulk. Okay, now that I fixed that before people call me out on it, let's talk about why he believes that Marvel is so loved by many people, including casuals. Okay, so before we get into that, I've seen people ask in the comments, why are you wearing an Inhuman shirt? That was a terrible show. I know it was. It was god-awful. But check this out. There's actually really great comics called The Inhumans that feature the Inhumans. You should go check those out. So go read The Inhumans. Anyways, Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, he was recently part of some interviews and he talked about some upcoming roles, his political views and everything, and he was asked about Marvel. And I will link it down below, and there's audio clips out. If you guys just look up Mark Ruffalo, Marvel interview, you'll probably be able to find it. But to break down a giant quote he had and a bunch of things he said is essentially he believes that people love Marvel and are in love with the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they can relate to what's happening on film. And it's a form of escapism that makes them feel good. And you know, just thinking about that, I think he's right. You know, if I look back at Marvel and how they've approached the MCU, they never tend to tackle what's happening in the world in the most head-on way. They'll allude to it, they'll put some sort of, you know, connection in there, but it's never beating you in the face with it and you're living in that superhero world. You're also following a lot of characters that aren't necessarily godlike. Which, you know, when it comes to characters like Superman or Wonder Woman, those characters in DC are literally like gods. Where Marvel, the connection has always been made that they're more human, like, you know, characters like Spider-Man, for example, or the Punisher, or Daredevil, or even like Captain America, right? I mean, just go take some steroids and hey, you're Captain America. Don't take steroids. Unless you go talk to your doctor and you need some like Anavar or something. So yeah, you know, I think I kind of agree with him there. So I kind of agree with him here. I think there is that connection. I mean, anytime I talk to anybody who likes the Marvel movies, who doesn't read the comics or anything, they just say they love it because it is escapism, right? You sit down and here's Avengers Endgame. Here's this giant explosive thing. I can just enjoy it. If I've never seen any of the other films, I can still enjoy it. If I've seen all of them, I can enjoy it. If I have no idea who Ant-Man is, I can still enjoy it. And I think that is part of the appeal to the wider audience for Marvel because they found a way to really tackle everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a hardcore fan, casual fan, whatever. You can find something to really enjoy in them, and that's the key to the success. And honestly, if you really think about it that way, I think that's 100% correct. Like, are you really going to argue that? Because look at Avengers Endgame. I mean, a lot of people saw that film, and a lot of them had no idea, like 5 years ago, that they would be sitting down and watching it, or as excited for these films. But at some point, they jumped on and they became huge fans because the universe is so approachable and so easy to understand.